guys, welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Bruce and today I want to talk about how to conduct smart gameplay. If you're interested in more reviews and gameplay, go to YouTube and search for World of Tanks with Bruce to get all of my videos, or click on the subscribe button. In addition to this, you can now also support me on Patreon, so feel free to follow this link and become a patron. And now, let's go. In World of Tanks, it's all about making smart trades and preserving hit points as long as possible. In today's video, I want to give you two examples of how to conduct smart gameplay, of how to correctly assess the situation and on how to get the most out of every situation, depending on the respective tank you play. Let's go. Alright. First game, in our VK3601H, we are spawning on Siegfried Line in an assault match as a top tier tank. And as usual, let's take a look at the map first. Spawning on Siegfried Line in an assault match in the west, the situation usually looks like this. And if your tank has gun depression, then you are able to play on those positions right here or maybe down here. Now in a tank like the VK3601H, where you have actually not too much gun depression, I would go to the center. While you have to have some gun depression to play right here, the good thing about this position is as soon as you have climbed up here to this position, or maybe even here, or let's say here, you're playing on a flat ground, and now you can use your side scraping abilities and make use of the armor of your tank, while the efficiency of your gun depression does not consider too much anymore. So this is exactly what we are going to do, and in my opinion, smart gameplay starts with the assessment of the game in the first 30 seconds. So the first thing you have to do is to analyze the situation, take a look at whether you are top tier, as we are right now, or bottom tier, and adjust your gameplay accordingly. Now we are in a top tier tank, however, as you might know from the video about the VK3601H in which I present this tank lacks armor compared to, for example, tier 6 Russian heavy tanks. So we need to conduct smart gameplay. We've analyzed the map and we are going to use this analysis of the map in order to conduct smart gameplay. Now, you see me driving towards this position instantaneously because, as I said, the gun depression is not sufficient in order to fight on the entrance to the city. And here you go. The KB2 has just shot, so we are using his reload in order to get a shot on him. Now, unfortunately, he is falling back into cover. And our first shot does not hit. That's just RNG, so nothing what we can do. So now we want to conduct smart gameplay against the T-34-85M, and as you can see, this player is not too bad. He is moving out quickly and rapidly, and so we need to pre-aim his position in order to get damage. So let's see what we can do. Now we are only showing our turret, and the turret is actually not too bad in this tank. So okay, as you can see, we don't have lots of time in order to pre-aim. So here you go. We have to be smarter and we have to be quicker in order to make damage. And so this time we actually could make damage towards him. And so this is the first damage in our game. So let's see, can we maybe get a snapshot of the KB2? Here you go. Now he has shot, but fortunately he is also a good player. So he's turning his tank, angling his tank, and so we cannot penetrate him. But we use the reload of the KB2 in order to get damage and not receiving a shot in return. This is how you conduct smart gameplay. Let's see, we are now loading. Here you go. And as you saw, I wanted to get a shot on the OI, but as soon as I had him in my visor, I recognized that he is looking towards me. Now, instead of just waiting for him, instead of waiting in order to get a shot, I moved back instantaneously because I know he was focusing me. and so I could evade the shot. So this was another example of conducting smart gameplay. And now this KV1 and this 82 player looks like they are not too smart at all, so I will just farm them and just push out in order to get a shot on them and then fall back into cover. I used the premium ammunition in order to penetrate the 82 frontal armor of the 82, and now I can go back to the standard penetration, and here you go. Nice. We light up the KV2 and we also track him, so this means he's still in position, and now we can just farm him. And now we need to be a little bit more cautious. Looks like he is unable to hit us or to aim at us from his current position, and now we can finish him off. So far we made 1792 damage, not spending a single HP, and now it is time to move forward. 7 to 7. Now maybe we can surprise the enemies here, get a shot on the OI, we can even track him, and then it is crucial to instantaneously fall back into cover. Now with the commander's vision mode, I can continue to take a look at the OI and see where his turret is moving. And now as his turret is moving to the other side, I can now get another surprising gunshot towards him, and once again I'm instantaneously falling back before he is able to get a shot on me. And maybe I can get a shot on the Panzer IV. No, he's falling back, but I certainly do not want to peek out because I think that the OI is aiming towards me, and right now we made 2200 damage without losing a single HP. Now the KV2 is on the other side, so maybe, yeah, the OI was facing me, which is not a problem, but now I'm using his reload in order to kill the KV1, which was looking towards the other side. So I intentionally took the shot from the OI in order to kill the KV2 with 2 shots. So I basically shot the KV1, which was looking towards the other side, and I purposely took a shot from the OI in order to finish off the KV1, which is, in my opinion, a very good trade because now they have one less tank in this position. Alright, now it is time to further get a shot on the OI, and as soon as I took a shot, he is turning his turret towards me, and so I want to fall back into cover until he will take a look at the other tank, or move his turret towards the other tank, and then, here you go, now I can move out once again and get a shot on him. Now I need the premium ammunition in order to penetrate him, and now as he is still looking towards the other tank, I can keep moving out and make more damage. Now, as you can see, the other tanks looks like they want to flank me, but now I'm going to position myself so that I am prepared, and now I could take off the Panzer IV. So 3200 damage with only one hit received. And now you might ask yourself, why do I move out and take a shot from the VK3001? Now if you make the minimap bigger, now the danger that I'm facing is that those two tanks are advancing, and it's only a question of time until they arrive in the back of my tanks. So it's now a question of time rather than a question of, you know, precisely taking out other tanks without receiving any damage. So now I'm hurrying up, so I just move out behind the cover to get shots in order to get shots on those two tanks to finish them off as soon as possible, or let's say make them retreat maybe, so that I can turn around and face the other tanks. So this is why I did not concentrate on evading enemy fire, and now it's time to turn around and take the VK3002 under fire. Fortunately he bounces, fortunately I track him, and now it is time to trade positively. But so far, okay, here you go, I need to finish off the OI. This is more important than to get another shot on the VK32. And now it is time to trade positively, not receiving any more damage, because I already have lost all of my hit points, and now this was actually a bad choice. So let's go back to the previous situation. So I move around the corner, finish off the OI, and now I decide to side scrape against this VK3002, which is a good decision because now he's unable to penetrate me because I'm side scraping. But now the problem is this was the situation that I was recognizing, and I thought that the Stuck 3G would turn around the corner, so it was another question of time, and I didn't want to get killed by this tank, so I decided to move out. But obviously this was a bad decision, because now as I ended side scraping, this tank does not have problems whatsoever of penetrating me, and this was kind of the worst decision that I took at this stage of the game. So I should have kept side scraping, because it looks like this tank, as it is a turret-less TD, cannot take and did not turn around because he was entangled in the fight with the the KV1, and so I should have concentrated on remaining in the side scraping position against the VK3002M, and so I could have finished this tank off and then turned towards the Stuck 3. But yeah, oh well, this was a bad decision, a wrong decision, and but anyways, in the end, we made 4,200 damage with the VK3601H. A very strong result, ace tanker in this tank, and we had such a good result because we conducted smart gameplay. Just a slight mistake, or maybe it's a big mistake, I don't know, but just one mistake at the end, and we basically threw away our tank. However, with conducting smart gameplay, we were able to get 4,200 damage, a very decent result in this tank. Okay, second game in our VK3601H. This time we're spawning on steps in an assault mode, and let's first of all take a look at the map. Spawning on steps in the south in this game mode, the situation usually looks like this, and with the heavy tank you have basically two choices. You can go to the left flank or you can go to the right flank. Now with the light tank I would prefer this side because it is much more open and you are able to spot enemy tanks. However, with the heavy tank I would certainly go to this position and try to conduct close quarters combat, especially if I am a low tier tank. So this is why we are going to proceed to the left hand side. In this case, as we are in a low tier situation, keep in mind we are heavy tank in a tier 8 matchup, so at first I certainly want to see what my team is doing, because as a low tier tank, especially in a heavy tank, but this actually applies for any low tier situation or for any low tier tank, you cannot go on a flank on your own because your firepower is just too weak. And so I took quite some seconds to see whether my team is actually going towards the left hand flank, and now I'm proceeding towards this this flank. Now this is extremely important in a game if you want to be successful, because the setup is the worst setup possible. Because I mean, this tank actually does not have any armor, at least on the hull, which is bad for a heavy tank anyways. But even if you had a good armor in on a tier 6 heavy tank, if you are then playing in a tier 8 matchup, your armor is useless and you just have a sluggish, slow tank with the reduced firepower because you're tier 6 and tier 8, and your armor is worth nothing. So this is the worst setup. But, and this is what I'm going to show you in this video, you can still conduct smart gameplay and have decent results even in such a negative setup or such a disadvantageous setup. So right here we're just waiting for the enemy to peek out, and we just want to pre-aim this position. Now, as you can see, I switched to the premium ammunition with the 194 millimeters of penetration instead of 145. I certainly will not need it for the VK36. Here we go. Yeah, that was a bit lucky, I think. Nonetheless, I take the shot, or take the damage, I should say. Fortunately, we are leading by now 3 tanks, which is great. Okay. Artillery is focusing me, so I need to drive into cover and kind of fight out of a position in which I am more artillery safe, and this is exactly what I am going to do right here. And so smart gameplay in a low tier situation is to play passively and to just back up your team. Oh, was bad luck, but actually luck that he did not... Okay. I wanted to use the reload of him because he was stunned, and this means that he has a longer... Like, with being stunned, he certainly has a longer reload compared to me, and so I wanted to use this opportunity in order to... in order to get a shot. Fortunately, the Skoda T25 takes 2 shots on me, but fortunately, I can give 1 in return, and so my trade is not too bad. Now, yes, nice. Now I can get a shot on the KV2. Now, look at the Skoda T25. He's trying to blank, and so I will be prepared. Okay, now, that was bad. The Garde just took a shot. And so, let's pause here. And so, what I can do now is, I can use his reload in order to pre-aim his position so that next time I will have the first shot opportunity. So this is exactly what I am doing right here. So if he is peeking out once again, then I will be able to take the first shot. And maybe I will even be able to drive back into cover before he gets his shot towards me. Here we go. That was a blind shot. And the question is now, do we want to peek out? Looks like he's not peeking out because... Oh, actually he is. Too bad. I missed this snapshot. Looks like hit points wise, the game is still pretty close, but we are at least leading when it comes to the number of tanks still in the game. In a low tier situation, here, nice. You slowly but surely have to make your damage. And now I will certainly not peek out. Fortunately, the guard does not have any armor whatsoever, and so we are able to penetrate him even with. Here we go. Finish this thing off. Now we, nice. Now we need to fall back into cover because of the guard. So, this is exactly what you... that is bad. Can we get a second shot? No, that was too bad. Fortunately, our tank has quite some hit points, so we are able to continue to fight even though we lost quite some HP. But as you can see, the key to success if you are low tier is to just, first of all, be patient, just continue with you know, a gameplay which is not too aggressive, and just try to support your team and try to slowly win a position with decreasing, or helping your team to decrease the hit points of the enemy tank. Okay, can we get a shot on the at least we give the guard 1 shot in return, which is good, and I think... Okay. Oh, nice. So yeah, 1600 damage so far in a tier 8 matchup is, in my opinion, a pretty decent result. Maybe the M2Y makes one or another mistake. That German tank destroyer has 1 point remaining. Now it's taken out. Okay, good. Okay, I think the game is won. However, if he peeks out, we will take a shot on him. Nice. Here we go. Now let's reload and let's see if we can get another shot. So yeah, in this game, conducting smart gameplay actually means to also assess the value of your team and to see what you can do in a particular situation. And so this game has been very, very stationary. That is alright, because our team lacks mobility, lacks armor, and lacks all the other capabilities in a tier 8 matchup. And so this was the exact right decision to go to this flank, to play close quarters fight, and to just support my team, and to pump out as much damage as I could in order to help my team. And this is exactly what you should do if you play. Another shot. Nice. And now he's taking us out. Okay, fine. But in the end, I think we will... Yeah, now as the guard is dead, in the end we will win the game. We made 2000 damage with the tier 6 tank in a tier 8 matchup, which is, in my opinion, pretty decent. And so, yeah, this is how you should kind of assess the situation at the beginning of the game and how you should use your tank in different situations in order to help your team as much as possible. And as you can see, even in the worst possible setup of a tier 6 heavy tank, you can actually get a decent result in a heavy tank. And yeah, all in all, this is, in my opinion, what you should do if you want to create good results in basically any tank. You should kind of know what you can do, what your options are. You should know how the capabilities or what the capabilities of your tank are, and you should simply conduct smart gameplay. Alright guys, that was it for today with a little video on how to conduct smart gameplay. How did you like the video? Do you think it was helpful? Do you have problems with trading positively and preserving your hit points? Just leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I see you next time in another World of Tanks video.